The Opinionated Idiot.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. It is May 5th, 2023. Welcome back to another live show here at the Opinionated Idiot YouTube channel. And how is everybody doing? I hope I'm providing a little bit of some midday action for you, gentlemen and ladies, or ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot going on in the Bryan Kohberger Idaho 4 saga. It just continues and keeps going on. Lots of new document dumps. We have new body cam footage. Lots to go through. I mean, this got kind of thrown in my lap all last night. You know, I had a very long 2.5-hour live stream. We covered the 10-year, I guess, remembrance of the Boston Marathon bombing, and that is a very near, dear heart event that happened here in my home city. And I wanted to go back and cover that. Then halfway through my stream, I started getting emails, text messages. Everybody was buzzing. Hey, have you seen the new documents that were released? Have you seen the new body cam footage that has been released? It just came kind of hard and fast. And, you know, it was late last night. So I'll be honest with you. I have not had a huge chance to go through. I'm going to be transparent with everybody. I haven't had a huge what's the word I'm looking for? A chance, I guess, to sit down and really read through these documents. 166 pages. I started kind of thumbing through it, some of it this morning, but it is my day off. I had a lot of errands to run. So I thought maybe we could roughly go through some of this online. And I know the big super show is tomorrow night. I'm going to have Laura on the panel. We have some presentations for you all. We're going to scrub through these documents today and really get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on. So I thought we could go through a little bit of that today and see what you all think. I am not the only one, because I'm looking at I have the poll up there and it says, have you read through the new Bryan Kohberger documents? 47% say yes and 53% say no. So I'm not in the majority of not reading them. So I feel a little bit better about this, but we'll go through some of it today, kind of page through the 166 pages, see what we can get into. I'll just pull up some details that seem very interesting to me, and maybe, we can decide what's going on here. Live chat starting to light up. I see a lot of familiar faces in here. I'm glad to see everybody here. A lot of channel members here, which is fantastic. Victorine, always the first in the room. Thank you so much. Leah is here. Good to see you. My friend from Japan, all the way across the pond, is here as well. Heather's in the house. How are you? Dr. Bob is here. Mitchell is stopping by, has said hello, hello, hello. We have Matt. Says, sounds like a panic attack. The chat should take your mind off it and participate in that. Danielle's here as well. Good to see you. Live is here. Live is here checking in. We got Laura says, good afternoon. Gonna try to tune in here. Good to see you, Laura. Laura will be over with me tomorrow night on the Super Show, Saturday Night Live, on the panel, hanging out. Vanderhoof is here. Missy is here. Some new faces. MJC is here. Everybody's checking in. Good to see everybody. And the chat should fill in. We had a pretty good last Friday. I did this, a really good last Friday. It almost pulled about 200 people in. So we got a lot of new stuff to go through. If you haven't gone over, go over and check last night's stream, the Boston Marathon 10-year remembrance. check that stream out. There's a lot of good content in there last night, ladies and germs. And I got to say, you know, I get it. Kohberger's the hot trial. Kohberger's the hot case. When new documents get released or new footage, everybody's quick to jump on it. But, you know, us true crimers, we have other stuff that we follow too. And you don't want to miss those shows, because I had a lot of excellent feedback last night from the presentation that I put in to the Boston Marathon stream. So you're going to want to go over and watch that. It's a really, really good. It was a great stream. Educated a lot of people in the room that are not in and around the Boston area. Everybody was really happy with that stream. So I appreciate everybody. It was a long one. It was 2.5 hours. Everybody stuck through that really late last night, but it was a lot of fun to go through that and see all the feedback and everybody kind of checking in. Misty's here as well. Good to see you, Misty. But let's do this first. We have the new body cam footage of the stop, Bryan Kohberger on 10/14/22. You know, this is good news. This is good news. A lot of this footage is now starting to get released, and I think that there's going to be, over the next couple of weeks here, a lot of documents that get dumped, a lot of footage that gets dumped. I do know that they have the body cam footage from the apartment, searching his apartment, and I am not yet to really scrub through all that, but I did see a lot of it is redacted. For whatever reason, not sure. I'm sure it's going to cause a lot of conspiracies and stir up the old, the old internets and the Reddit threads and all that stuff as to, the aliens have come down, the drug lords are taking over and all that stuff. Like I said, we follow the evidence here in this case, and I am, I'm on my side of the fence until otherwise proven, until I see some really hard evidence that can swings me, another way. And everybody is open to their opinion here on this channel. So that's what we do here, but we keep it clean, keep it fun. And all right, let's play through this body cam footage if you haven't seen it yet.
Hello, I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded. Again, I think you know why it's
I gotta say one thing that I did notice right away. Kohberger is always looking at that body cam, always looking at the position of the camera on the officer's body. That's one thing that did stick out to me. And then you'll also notice here, he's going to challenge the officer as well. Almost kind of this attitude that I am better than you attitude. But you'll notice he's always looking at where that camera is. Very, very, very extremely observant person.
You were in the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you're on the red light. So
yeah, you'll see the eyes shift as, let me put my headphones on here so I don't get feedback on my mic. Give me 2 seconds. But you'll see he's always looking at that body cam. And it's funny because I compared it to the first set of body cam footage that we had, the first in-car with his dad when they were stopped. And, I noticed there too, always looking at that camera, always checking where that camera is. I'll be honest with you. I got some Ted Bundy vibes, during this cam footage, but let's keep playing through here.
that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep.
If you haven't already, go down there, subscribe, smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Turn on all your bell
Do you have the
notifications.
registration and insurance?
100%.
Let me just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just going to get this out for you.
Okay.
And almost there, it's funny. He almost has a bit of anger in his voice that he's being inconvenienced. I get it. People go, oh, he's getting pulled over by the cops. It's inconvenience, but it's almost like overly like, I'm just going to get this out for you. Let's back that up a little bit.
Let me just get this for you out.
You what?
I'm just going to get this out for you.
Okay.
So would you?
Here comes the challenge. This is what I was talking about. He's going to start challenging here.
Explain that to me a little bit further. So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing
And
to
squint
do
in
to
the eyes.
done been?
Not-
Just
You're
back up
not
in that
supposed to
situation?
block an intersection like that in Washington. So just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation. And then then you're running a red light. So it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go. Because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting and then turns and then you're blocking. So
yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn.
Mhm.
So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh,
Did you see that?
no. Mm-mm.
I feel like right before I made the turn, there was someone who made a right. They didn't have their their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just advise just don't enter the intersection until you can go so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
One thing you can notice too is that high brow line, very defined eyebrows that was mentioned in the PCA. Again, Bryan Kohberger is innocent. He is the suspect in this case, but he is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. He will be honored his due process through our judicial system. But you do notice those prominent brows. He's got a very prominent brow line with those heavy eyebrows. And that was mentioned in the PCA by DM, the witness. So let's keep playing through this. And I'm going to keep an eye of when he keeps kind of looking at the officer's camera. I'll point that out for you.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up and not.
I don't know if there's a best thing to do in that situation because you're either going to back up into somebody or you're going to run a red light. So, or you're going to be sitting in an intersection.
Yeah.
There's not really a great option there.
Yeah, I was just slightly into the crosswalk, so.
A lot of challenging.
I'm from Pennsylvania. We actually don't have like crosswalks.
Oh,
so even if you're kind of slightly, there's a little bit more leeway as well. Like there are a few lines. Like there's one white line and there's another one. Like there's like a certain margin from which you can actually kind of put your vehicle, place your vehicle.
Yeah. So I know laws very
Look to the camera. There's the camera look. Let's back that up a little bit. You can watch. He'll look right at the camera when he shakes his head and comes back.
Yeah. So I know laws vary state to state, but there is a law.
Looking at the camera again.
For blocking an intersection like that, proceeding through when you don't when you're just stalling. I forget the actual verbiage. I can find it for you, but it's like stalling, blocking an intersection.
Yeah. I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to.
Oh no, yeah, I can find it for you. Yeah.
Boom, looked at the camera again. Boom, looked at the camera again. Looking at that camera.
That looks good on a Hyundai. I don't see Pennsylvania registration.
God, he is a nervous Nelly.
And like at all. Okay, let's see. Expires November 22nd or 2022. Okay. And
yeah, one of those essentially.
Yeah. Okay, that looks good. I'll hand that back to you. I'm just gonna go check your info. I'll try to find that RCW, the law for you, and I'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right.
So not much here. This is going to probably hang for about 3 or 4 minutes. Officers getting in, doing license check, all that information check. Going to look up the law for him. Very
Sierra
impatient.
331, code 4 driver. Last of Kohberger, King, Ocean, Henry, Boy, Edward, Robert, George, Edward, Robert. First of Brian, Boy, Robert, Young, Adam, Nora. Middle C, Charles. Date of birth 112194, Mount Washington.
Yeah, the menu of violations. I thought that was kind of funny too. That's a good point out. I saw that. I was like, she might be new. Look how many. I mean, you got to give some credit. Look at all the codes that are on there of the law. It's a lot. So she might, she might be a new officer. Maybe it's kind of like a little bit of cheat sheet. Listen, we all have little cheat sheets that we have at work, stuff like that. But yeah, I noticed this too. As a holy smokes, there's a lot of codes on that page, and it's laminated. So yeah, it does almost look like a menu too. That's hilarious that you noticed that. If you haven't already, please go down and smash that like button. It's free to do that. I really would appreciate it.
Smash, smash, smash.
331, Sierra, driver.
Go ahead.
Genesis license through Washington 11/2027. The vehicle is valid on a 2005 Hyundai Sonata.
Copy. It should be an Elantra. Reason.
Copy, it might be. It actually says the DM, so it's my bad.
Here, 334 stopping.
334.
Thank you, Harriet. I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
568889 through Idaho. Will be stadium and Q parking lot.
1638.
It was read wrong at the DMV. She said it on the radio. She read it wrong. Got a $2 super sticker from Vanderhoof. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you so much.
Great cash, homie.
Yeah, she did. She said my bad. Believe me, I know that'll be brought up on the conspiracy videos. And I will tell you, I can already see it. The field day that people are going to have with the apartment search warrant videos. Holy shnikes. There's going to be left, right, up, and down with all of that. You wait. They're hiding everything. It's a conspiracy. Oh, they're going to pin it all on this guy. He didn't do it. Da, 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 da. It was aliens. It's the cartel. Now watch. He's going to lock again, I'm sure, on that body cam when it comes back.
Okay, so I found it. So I don't know what in Pennsylvania where you go to find
I want to go back.
in Pennsylvania.
Expiration November 30th, 2022. And we know that he changed that like a couple of days after the murders.
Where you go to find laws, but in Washington it's called the Revised Code of Washington. So I'll try to turn my brightness up, but it's just called an RCW. So it's RCW 46.61.202. So it's no driver shall enter an intersection unless there is significant space on the other side of the intersection to accommodate the vehicle he is operating without obstructing the passage of other vehicles, despite any traffic control signal indications to proceed. So you had a green light, so you're thinking you can go, but you're blocking the intersection. Yeah. So that's if you're ever curious in any laws in Washington, just Revised Code of Washington. So I'm not writing a ticket or anything.
Let's see if he locks eyes with the body cam again before she leaves. Let's see.
Thing like that today. I understand you're from Pennsylvania, but in the future, don't proceed through the intersection. You can't get stopped for that alone unless you can clearly just clear it right away.
Okay.
So
that basically, I understand.
You're just supposed to wait behind the white line. Drivers do it all the time, but
he is a nervous Nelly.
That was actually something wrong, but well, except for the fact that I was blocking the crosswalk, which is what I went through.
And states vary.
Super challenging, though. Super challenging.
A lot of from laws like Pennsylvania might not even have that law, but in Washington we do.
I'm actually just from a very rural area, so we just don't have crosswalks.
Oh,
unless I visit an area where there are crosswalks, and then it's not very frequent.
Yeah,
I do apologize if I was asking you too many questions about the law. I wasn't trying to
No, not at all. Like I understand you're not from here, so if you don't, a lot of people don't know a bunch of laws. Like I only know it because this is what I do. But yeah, if you're ever curious on any more laws, just RCW, and they can be hard to read because it's in like legal language. But hope that helps.
Definitely.
Yeah. Have a good day.
Definitely. You too.
Thanks.
All right. So that was the body cam footage of the 1014 stop. 1014 stop. Yeah, he's a nervous Nelly. He is a nervous Nelly. He got nervous Nelly, but very observant. Seems, in my opinion, he's thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead. You know, that's kind of those long stares away, you know, in my opinion, not looking at the particular person he's talking to. He's thinking ahead, you know, a couple of steps. So, Chief says, I kind of just think that that he's thorough and inquisitive. Yeah, it might be, but I just feel like he's kind of thinking ahead. You know, what am I going to say next? And he's probably 2 or 3 steps ahead, thinking of what's going to come. So, yeah, just interesting stuff. We get kind of some more eyeballs on him, his body language, his mannerisms. I do like the fact that we can see inside the car. I'm going to go back and I want to look at the video, especially if there's any particular types of crime scene photos that come out. Excuse me, just to do some comparisons as well too. So Mitchell says, you got a very clear sounding video there, Brian. Others I've heard don't sound as clear. Oh, well, that's good. That's very good. This was Washington. He was pulled over in Washington. He's doing what he wanted to do. He got stopped and tried to get out a possible ticket by any means. Yeah, sure. You know what? I have to say that the officer was very professional. She took her time and explained the law. I felt like there was maybe a little bit of pushback there on his part, but it is what it is. You know, it gives us some more eyes. It gives us some more ears on the situation, on everything that we're kind of, you know, going through here and dealing with. And I think that this is going to be a good thing. As I'm not going to say this is, you know, we're going to probably see more video. We may get the 911 call here pretty soon. That'll be interesting as well. And I think that there's going to be some more documents that get dumped pretty soon as well too. So with all that happening late last night, we had everybody's favorite. We had everybody's favorite Banfield talking about the video of the apartment search. Let's play that and see what she has to say.
Go.
Yeah. Police department search warrant. Come to the door. Police department search warrant. Come to the door. Good. One more. Police department search warrant. Come to the door. Open the door and do an announcement. Police department, show yourself. We have a search warrant for the building.
So let me just address this. So extra and over the top. Yeah, that might be, but you want to be very clear and very thorough in a legal situation, especially someone that you're suspecting of a, you know, possible murder of, you know, 4 people. So you don't want to screw up. You want to appear thorough. You want to announce thoroughly so the camera can hear you, and you want to do everything by the book in this situation. That's just my opinion.
Police department, show yourself. You're good, dude. Go back inside.
So it looks like probably some other people that came out, they just told them to go back inside their residences.
Flashlights. Flashlights.
And that's true too. Angels brought up a good. They don't know if someone else is in the bedroom. Yep. And you're gonna think, you know, they had the. I'm gonna insert some some conspiracy. You had the whole Brent Kopaka incident too. So, you know, being thorough. I can't remember. Was this search before or after that incident? It was after, I believe.
All right, so here's what's
Yeah, it was
fascinating. They go in with all of their body cams, and
Right?
when they sent
Yeah.
us the video after a Freedom of Information request, guess what? I know you already know what I'm about to say. They actually redacted it. They turned most of that searching inside the apartment, all of it, in fact, into black
I can't
video
get my
with
dates
no
correct.
audio at all. So we cannot see inside the apartment. But
So
remember
many-
this video? This was
So
exclusive
many dates. So many times and dates. I'm all screwed up now.
for News Nation. We
I
were standing
apologize.
outside the apartment as they were hauling all the goods
Really?
out. All of
Interesting.
the evidence that they removed from Bryan Kohberger's apartment.
Which it wouldn't be off the cuff for that, you know, college student. Just they you know, get together, split the rent, stuff like that. So probably.
This was what it looked like right after they had
30th, yeah.
executed that warrant.
My
There is
dates are
one
all
thing,
screwed
though,
up.
that
Sorry.
they did not redact that I want to play for you right now, and it is so telling. It is a detail that, once again, sent shivers down my spine. They talk about when they were in the apartment, one of the doors inside the apartment is locked. Can you guess which one? Let's roll the tape so you can hear it for yourself.
Talbot, bedroom door is locked. You want us to boot it?
Yeah. You need anything? Your clipboard?
No, I'm good. He's got it. Thank you, guys.
Just one locked door?
Yeah. And we didn't boot it because the keys actually worked. What?
Oh, sweet.
It's locked because there's only one on
Later
here.
today, we're gonna.
I'll talk later. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a quick walkthrough, see what we can see. Are there lights on in there?
There are some. Yeah. And we can turn them all on. Very sparse. Fancy computer.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. That I wasn't expecting. Mallory's gonna be all over that.
Fancy.
So he was told he could do a triage here. And then once he's packaged, he can't do anything until we get a warrant in Idaho for us.
Correct.
So he can triage it while we're still here.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Talking about the bedroom door. Bryan Kohberger's bedroom door was locked. Bryan Kohberger wasn't there. Why would his bedroom door be locked? It just kind of defies logic, doesn't it? I'm going to talk to Brian Enton about that in a moment, but I wanted to tell you some court documents also dropped today. 166 pages. Apparently, the testing for blood on the pillowcases and the mattress, presumptive test for blood. That's what the chemical tests said. Chemical testing for blood, not just reddish brown stains or on the uncased pillow and mattress cover, presumptive testing for blood. Also, they released new floor plans of Bryan Kohberger's apartment number 201. And the big news, they also released a trespass order. Washington State University effectively said on the 30th, the day of the arrests, the day of this warrant, Bryan Kohberger, you may never step foot on this campus again. It is officially going to be trespass. I want to get right to Brian Enton, who's been covering this story since the beginning.
Okay, we got some credible. We have a credible journalist coming now to give us some credibility in this. Come on, Brian, tell us the truth. Tell us what's going on.
First of all, I want to get your thoughts on all of this, but also the fact that we're hearing Bryan Kohberger's voice, Brian, for such an extended period of time in what seems to be like a polite debate.
Yeah, it's like, where do we even begin with all of this? There's so much to talk about, Ashley. 166 pages, documents released just within the last couple of hours in that video that you obtained. The voice I found probably to be the most interesting in all of it. I'd only heard him say a couple of, words in court in the past. I hadn't heard him really complete full sentences before. I've heard a lot of people say that they think that he sounds condescending. Is he condescending? Is he monotone? Is he just an awkward? We've heard he's socially awkward in the past, but it was very interesting the way he went back and forth with the officer. She really kept her cool. And like you said, even went back and looked up the law and gave him all the information he was asking for. But I couldn't figure out, and maybe you have some insight into this, Ashley, like, was he being condescending or is this just his awkward personality and he actually wanted to know the details of the law? It was very, very strange.
Well, I can tell you this. I spoke with Steve Gonzalez tonight, and I asked him what he made of this interaction with the police officer. And Steve Gonzalez's exact words were he was respectful, but also quite awkward. Just exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
I also want to tell you what he said about the warrant and the locked bedroom door. These are Steve Gonzalez's words, Brian. He said, quote, "My thought is, why would you need to lock a door to your own room in an apartment that isn't shared, unless you're worried the landlord might enter when you're not home and get into your room?" Again, those are the words of Kaylee Gonzalez's father, Steve Gonzalez. Of course, Kaylee, one of the victims alleged to have been murdered. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
You know, it's funny. I tend to think there about the long ride home that's, supposedly Kohberger had. And, one thing that makes me seem is that he was he seemed to be a very obsessive compulsive and a germaphobe. One would only think that he would have tried to clean up very thoroughly before he got back to his apartment. And I think, in my opinion, that was part of that kind of what they call, they're calling the long ride home, that it shouldn't have taken that long. I think that he was probably thoroughly cleaning himself before he got back to his apartment to make sure that there was no trace evidence that followed him. But, again, it's a weird and twisty, wacky case. We hear new things, we have new opinions, we have new thoughts, we have new information that drops. We have, listen, I understand there's a lot of public opinion out there that this guy is not involved, that he has been framed, it's conspiracy. There's a deeper meaning behind all of this. It's drugs, it's aliens, it's Mexican cartels. What I do here, and I want to be very clear and thorough, is that I look at the facts and base opinions off of the facts. Again, I'm being transparent. I haven't completely read through 166 pages of the document. That's going to be part of my homework here tonight to get prepared for tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's Saturday Night Live, we have a lot prepared for everybody. We have kind of some, I would say, maybe groundbreaking opinions that we're going to put out there based off the evidence. Until someone can give me a proven fact and backed it up by a proven fact to maybe swing my decision in this case right now, I'll entertain it. But, I appreciate everybody's opinion here. I just tell people, look out for bullshit. There's going to be a lot of bullshit that comes out over the next week, the videos that are going to be dropped. A lot of people are doing shit for clicks and views. I like to keep things straight. I'm sensitive to the victims in this case. And listen, Bryan Kohberger right now, he's only a suspect. He is not convicted. He's innocent until proven guilty. And if Bryan Kohberger didn't do this, then he needs to walk free, and we need to concentrate on finding the person or persons that did do this. So, I'll put it there. I know that a lot of you all watch my stream. I see some new faces in here, but I want to, just kind of set the record straight as to what we do here on this channel, or what I do here on this channel. So, let's do this. We have another video from Cuomo last night, chimed in about the traffic stop, and we'll look at that as well. And then we're going to pull up the new document dump that got dumped last night.
Crimes that we've been following. We just received here at News Nation exclusive body cam video of Bryan Kohberger a month before the killings of 4 Idaho college students being pulled over.
There's going to be a lot of people that, I think a lot of it too is that there's been a lot of conspiracy injected into this. And I think it's kind of, it's bullshit for the victims because, let's stick to the facts here. I get it. Everything in a law enforcement investigation doesn't necessarily mean that someone is guilty, but we need to stick to the facts here in this case. And I think people find things and hyperpolarize it into bullshit and then put it out there. And it really hinders the investigation, in my opinion. Look for facts, look at the documents that are dropped, base your opinions off of that. And truthfully, none of us in this room, I don't know the background of everybody here, but we're not lawyers. We're not law enforcement. We're not FBI. We don't know how criminal investigations or proceedings happen. I've never been in trouble with the law, so I don't know the court process or when you're arrested and how all that works. So, we're armchair quarterbacking here. What you get here on this channel is water cooler talk, and I've said that. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I can barely read, I can barely read sometimes. I have dyslexia, but I try to do my best here to interpret the information and give you my opinion. That's why you all come here, and that's why you all share your opinions here too. But we try to do it in a respectful way to the victims. I don't want to get into cartels. I don't want to get into conspiracies, all that crap. And there's going to be a lot of it, like I said, that will come out over this week. You will see videos that the drug lords came and implanted chips in everybody's heads, and that's the reason that the webcam, the body cam video has been redacted. You're going to see it. I'm telling you, you're going to see it. But if you want truth to what's going on based on the facts, you can come hang out here on this channel, and we'll get down to the so-called nitty gritty. So,
over by police for running a red light. Okay, this is not the video with the dad on the way home. News Nation has just acquired this video. Okay, and here it is.
Hello, I am Officer Loangus. Stops being audio and video recorded. I think you know why I stopped you. You ran the red light.
What actually happened was I was stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah,
so
I was behind you the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not supposed to enter the intersection at all for that reason, because if the light turns red, then you're stuck in the intersection, and then you run the red light. So that's the reason I stopped you. Do you have your license on you?
Yep. So would you explain that to me a little bit further? So in Pennsylvania, when you're stuck in the intersection, you have to make the left. So what would the appropriate thing for me to have done? Just
Let me recognize the super chat. I get $2 super chat from Danger Will Robinson. Says, keep up the good work. He's an OG. Used to be back here on the old Watch channel. We've changed the format here. Found my niche. Pushing forward. Always growing. I want to thank everybody for the 4,000 subs I just hit the other day. You all are coming here. You believe in the channel. You believe in what we're doing here. We advocate for victims. We bring the news straight forward. No bullshit. No conspiracies here. We stick to the facts in this case. That's what we do. I hate saying things like, I keep it real, but we keep it real here on this channel. Danger Will Robinson, thank you so much. Let's give them the tones.
Great cash, homie.
Thank you for the support, buddy. Good to see you. Hope everything's well. Hope the watch collection is building. Hope the watch collection is building. All right, let's keep playing through this.
You're not supposed to block an intersection like that in Washington. So just by you blocking the intersection, that's technically a ticketable violation. And then you're running a red light. So it's another ticketable offense. So you're not supposed to proceed into the intersection until you can go. Because a lot of people do what you just did, right? Is like you're sitting in the intersection waiting, and then turns, and then you're blocking. So
yeah, there was a little bit of confusion with speeding because someone had stopped. I wasn't sure what they were doing, and then they put on their light to turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that maybe they were letting me go through.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No. Mm-mm.
I feel like right before I made the turn, there was someone who made a right. They didn't have their signal on, so I wasn't sure if they were just waiting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would just advise just don't enter the intersection until you can go, so you don't get stuck. Let's see.
But in that situation, the best thing to do then would be back up.
All right, so the question is, this is about a month before the murders. It's obviously in Washington. What will this mean in terms of understanding this guy better? Let's bring in Jennifer Coffindaffer.
All right, let me just do this real quick. I'm going to do some recognition from Giovanna. Giovanna's got a $2.20 Canadian super sticker. Thank you so much for that as well. Listen, if you guys want to put out any questions there, the way to really catch the attention, you can just send over a super chat. I think super chats start at like $2. If you're interested in joining the memberships down below to support this channel, you can hit that join button. My membership started at $1.99, $1.99, and that'll get you into our Discord chat. It's only for paid members. We do the vetting process through that, and at the end of every show, I always update the Discord link on the community tab, and you can check that out there. But let's do the recognition here. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. All right, so let's keep playing.
And Brian Enton, it's good to have you both. Jennifer, let me start with you. What's your observation of the video?
Coffindaffer. What stuck out to me the most, sorry, there was an interruption there, but what stuck out to me the most in this video is his just trying to convince her things that really weren't true. He goes through this whole discussion about somebody coming into the intersection and that they were going to stop, and that's the reason he did it. And then she says, well, no, I didn't see that. So it's kind of like him trying to buffalo her, well, in Pennsylvania, we do it this way. And so I think for me, it just gives me insight as to the way he tries to manipulate a situation to have it make sense and go on his side.
I'm looking at the Pennsylvania traffic law right now. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of him saying this. But in general, I know, Dusty, he's in Washington, but he said in Pennsylvania that that's how we do it, that when you're in an intersection, you have to make the left. I don't know that that's true. I know that in New York traffic law, you're not supposed to enter an intersection unless you can make the turn for exactly this reason, which is what the lawyer said in Washington. I'm not making it a legal point. I'm saying, did he just lie to a cop? And if he did so, he did it well. He was very smooth with it. So, Brian Enton, how does this square with what prosecutors are trying to say about this man?
Listen, I think it's interesting. I can't really remember hearing his voice this way. I'm just fascinated by listening to him talk after covering him for so long, to hear him talk this way. As Jennifer said, I mean, he's very, very measured. He's very, very calm. He seems calculated.
All right, let's recognize this super duper chat. 1999 super chat. I needed to donate for a while. I told you this channel was blowing up. Thank you so much, Karen T. I appreciate your support. You've been here for a very long time. And, it's about just getting yeah, I understand the channel's growing and I appreciate that, but it's about being straight with the people that come here to watch this channel. I don't want to bathe in conspiracy and bullshit. That's not what that wasn't my plan here. I always wanted to be very transparent with people, and I wanted to be an advocate for people. And my dream is, and like I've said, to one day get this out of I'm literally in my bedroom, to get this out of my bedroom and into a actually full function working studio where I can have guests come in and tell us their stories, tell us their stories of maybe cold cases that have affected their family, a friend or a loved one, for people that went through the justice system and they were cleared of charges. And we've heard many cases of that, of wrongdoing there. And just being an advocate. Maybe we can have someone come on to an unsolved crime that gives information out there, and it gives new leads in a case or new evidence in a case. That's my goal. That's my plan. That's my life journey, to do that for people and have productive conversations, and maybe someday get some experts on this channel. When they seem it's big enough to come on here and hang out, I would love that, to talk to a law enforcement officer or a former officer or former lawyer or judge, or get expert opinions, because I have nothing to do in the legal system. I took pre-law when I started the first attempt to go to college. I took a couple of months and I went, whoa, the overload and caseload of work to do this is way too much for me. And I ended up going into sales, and that's what I do. But I've always loved to talk, and I always love to talk to people, and I love hearing people's stories. And true crime has always fascinated me. You guys all know my story of my friend, and I just feel like I needed to do this for him. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I don't want to get involved in bullshit. Like I said, we stick to the facts, we stick to the evidence, base our opinions off that. So Karen T, thank you so much again for the 1999 super chat. I do appreciate that, and thank you for the support.
Straight cash, homie.
I would rather have less views and have relevant, clear information out there than try to drum up some information or just some conspiracy for clicks and views. I'll be honest with you. The channel is going to grow, whatever pace the channel is going to grow. I don't need it to boost all the way up to 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 overnight. It doesn't bother me. I'd rather have a core group of a couple of thousand people here that understand what we're trying to do and keep truth in all of these cases. You know, this is not the only case that that I cover here. You know, we do other material here as well. I understand this is a hot case. Everybody wants to hear everybody's different sides about this case. But I do other live streams. And like last night, we had a fantastic live stream, 2.5 hour show. We covered the 10 years of the remembrance of the Boston Marathon bombings. That's very near and dear to my heart, as I am a Massachusetts native. Boston is my city and my hometown. And that was a great show last night. We had about 50 people in there. It was small, intimate, and people were really intrigued by it and learned a lot last night, as I did myself, in going back and reviewing those cases. Karen T says, your truth and advocacy are the only reasons this channel is going to get big. It's not just yours, it's ours. Thank you, Bryan. And it's our channel. When we keep it clean, we stick to the facts. That's how things grow. That's how we get our message out there. And I appreciate that so much. So let's keep playing through here on the Cuomo video.
In the video, seems like he's trying to explain to the officer like he knows what he's talking about.
We're growers.
I just found that not really surprising based on everything we've learned about him. I expected in a situation like this that he would remain sort of calm and neutral.
I'll tell you what, Jennifer, I would think as a guy who's been around law enforcement, is studying
Thank you,
criminology,
Heather. I appreciate that.
He would know that unless you have an amazing and truthful story, messing with a cop about why they're giving you a ticket is never going to get you out of the ticket.
Yeah, you know, we need a breather sometime. You know, everybody's coming at, and I get it. Everybody watches. I can name probably the handful of channels that everybody watches in true crime, you know, and respect to all of them. It's their platform. They can design the material, and everybody's going to look at this case and all these cases in a different way. That's why we're human beings. We have our own minds. Some people might come on here and say, this guy's, you know, complete full of shit, and I don't believe in anything that he's saying because I think of this opinion. And that's okay. You know, that's our right to have different opinions on subjects. But this is my platform. I have a certain way that I run it. And I try to keep it fair and open to everybody's opinions. That's why I don't censor the chats. That's why I don't attack anybody in the chats. We want things to flow in that chat room so you all can have those discussions and conversate about the information that's being put out there. I know that, you know, I don't watch a lot of the other true crimers. There's a couple of the channels and I might peek in every once in a while. The reason I do that is because I don't like to look at someone else's material and have that get into my head and shape the material that I may have. I like my own original thoughts on subjects. I've seen a lot of people go back, and I'll be honest with you, have watched my channel, taken my themes, gone back and done the same themes on their channel like a couple of weeks after I've already done it. You know, it's like, come on, you know, like you got to come at things on YouTube at a different angle. You can't do the same material and copy things. But you know, that's how I feel about things. You know, people can do what they want, but it's like, I try to keep originality and, listen, you know, just trying to get better at my own platform. So, I'll shut up and we'll finish this video.
Well, I agree, Chris, but this isn't your average fellow. I mean, from what we know, he's pretty narcissistic, and
Drunk
narcissists
Turkey's
believe
checking
they
in.
can talk their way
Big
out of anything.
YouTube channel. Daniel and Co over there. You guys all know who he is. You don't have to. I'm sure everybody in this room is subscribed to your channel. You guys are blowing up over there. Great content as well. Always from day one. OG in the house. He says, you know what? I live in your head rent free. Just kidding. Just kidding. Guys, go over and see what Daniel has to see. I'm sure he's got a lot of videos popping up over there. And of course, watch their lives. I think they're live tonight. If you are drunk, you can let them know. If you have your placeholder in there, drop it in the chat, buddy. Let's get some of these people over to watch you guys. So I like Daniel's interpretation of what he sees in this case. I know that him and I may not agree on everything, and that's okay. I've joined their panel before, and much love and respect to them. Same thing with Publicly Buzz. Steve's a great guy. If you guys, I'm sure you all in this chat are subscribe to him as well. Again, he has different opinions. We don't always agree on We don't always agree on everything either, but that's okay. When we get together, we mutually all respect each other. And that's what this is all about. And I want to grow this community, guys. We need to do a communal show again. So let's get something together here. If you guys want to do it over my channel, I would appreciate it. Let's get together. We got new evidence. We got new conversation. We have new evidence here that we can start talking about. Let's get that crime scene, that crime community going, and support each other, because we, as together as one, we always grow. It's the way I look at it. But let's keep pumping out the material here.
And that's what this clearly shows to me
talked a lot.
is all of this wrangling he does verbally with her, and he doesn't move her though. He doesn't move her one bit.
Community.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please
I
go
totally
to
missed that video. Let's rewind a little bit.
No, I didn't see that. So it's kind of like him trying to buffalo her. Well, in Pennsylvania, we do it this way. And so I think for me, it just gives me insight as to the way he tries to manipulate a situation to have it make sense and go on his side.
I'm looking at the Pennsylvania traffic law right now. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of him saying this. But in general, I know Dusty, he's in Washington, but he said in Pennsylvania that that's how we do it, that when you're in an intersection, you have to make the left. I don't know that that's true. I know that in New York traffic law, you're not supposed to enter an intersection unless you can make the turn for exactly this reason, which is what the lawyer said in Washington. I'm not making it a legal point. I'm saying, did he just lie to a cop? And if he did so, he did it well. He was very smooth with it. So Brian Enton, how does this square with what prosecutors are trying to say about this man?
Listen, I think it's interesting. I can't really remember hearing his voice this way. I'm just fascinated by listening to him talk after covering him for so long to hear him.
We're gonna do a show together. Let's do next Friday, man. Hey, yeah, that's right. Did you have the baby yet? All right, let's get something going next Friday. If you all want to come over and hang on my channel, that would be great. If not, we can do it on yours. Maybe we can simulcast. Let's see, Friday the 12th. I am free on Friday the 12th. Not yet Thursday morning. Hey, man, congratulations, buddy. Good luck with everything. We got a big super show tomorrow night. You guys aren't going to want to miss that. Before I forget and before you all run out, but we're going to go through this document again. I've told you, I've been slacking. I haven't read it completely, but we'll page through it. And then tomorrow night, we'll get into some more details when I have a chance to go over it this evening. But I want to do this. This is the placeholder for tomorrow night's show, the super show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a presentation for you all, and then we're going to do halfway through the show. We'll open the phones up and let you all speak. All right, let's keep playing through this.
Talk this way. As Jennifer said, I mean, he's very, very measured. He's very, very calm. He seems calculated in the video. Seems like he's trying to explain to the officer like he knows what he's talking about. I just found that not really surprising based on everything we've learned about him. I expected in a situation like this that he would remain sort of calm and neutral.
I'll tell you what, Jennifer, I would think as a guy who's been around law enforcement, is studying criminology, he would know that unless you have an amazing and truthful story, messing with a cop about why they're giving you a ticket is never going to get you out of the ticket.
Well, I agree, Chris, but this isn't your average fellow. I mean, from what we know, he's pretty narcissistic, and narcissists believe they can talk their way out of anything. And that's what this clearly shows to me, is all of this wrangling he does verbally with her. And he doesn't move her, though. He doesn't move her one bit.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to News Nation.
All right. Let's pull up the documents. Let's pull up the documents. All right. Documentes. Let me see if I can enlarge this and center it so we all can see and read. I have not read through this. Let's see what Laura is saying. Laura says, during our entry, the bedroom in the northwest corner was found to be locked, and we had to key into the room. Known based on my experiences with WHSU housing, often searches any room in the apartment not being leased. In the apartment, there are 2 bedrooms and only one subject on the lease. I'm sure she probably has more to follow up. But what was I doing? I lost track. I lost my mind. I lost my mind. All right, let's keep page through. Again, I'm lazy. I haven't read through this, but I thought that we could. She said copied from page 154. We'll try to page through some of this. We'll try to read through some of this. I'll point out some things that kind of stick out to me. If I can get this document to center. Is it big enough for everybody? I hope so. Yeah, I can read it with my terrible ass eyes. Vet Girl says, hey, Brian, I really appreciate your channel. It's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for stopping by. Man, that vet is sweet. What is that? That is C8 or a C9? I like the brand new vet, the mid-engine. I don't know what that is. That's a C10. What do you got? What is it? I want a vet. I'd love a Corvette. Maybe one day when my channel blows up and I have 100,000 subscribers. Only dreaming, right? We can only go up from here, right? All right. So we have in the this is in the District of Court, the Second Judicial of the state of Idaho, and in for the county of Leta. All right. This order prohibits any statement which a reasonable person would be expected to disseminate the means of public communication that relates to the following: 1, evidence regarding the occurrences or transactions involved in this case; 2, the character, credibility, or criminal record of the party; 3, the performance of results of any examinations or tests, or refusal or failure of party to subject to test or examinations; 4, any options as to merits of the case or claims or defense of party. Let's pull up this super duper chat. Let's see. Jacqueline Lore has a $2 super chat. Says, hello to everybody. I love this channel 100%. Jacqueline, thank you for the support. Thanks for stopping by and watching the lives. My live shows are every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for this Saturday because we're going to do it at 9. Not going to miss the show. All right.
Cash, homie.
Thank you so much for the support. I'm wacky today. I'm letting loose today. Today I'm a little wacky. C8, it's pretty sweet. I got to go get one the other day. It's not as tight as it used to be. That mid-engine vet is mwah, that is like a beautiful car. It looks like a supercar. It doesn't have the super duper car sticker. It's attainable. That's what I like about it. A normal schmuck like me, if I was to save for quite a long time, I could attain one. I can't buy a Lamborghini. I can't afford a Lamborghini. But that Corvette, that mid-engine Corvette, oh man, when I see those things in my rear view, I'm like, holy shit, man, that car is beautiful. It's a beautiful car. All right. Enough about cars. Let's go back to Kohberger. All right. Any other matter reasonably likely to interfere with a trial of this case, such as, but not limited to, the existence of contents in any confession, admission, or statement given by the defendant, the possibility of the plea of guilt to the charge of offense or lesser offense, or any opinion as to the defendant's guilt or innocence. All right. Signed by Megan Marshall, magistrate judge, on 1/3/23 at almost approximately about 5:00 p.m. Let's keep going down here. Sealed. It's not unsealed. It's unsealed now. It's probably why it's crossed out. In this matter, having come on from the hearing upon the motion of state of Washington, the court have considered the motion of files record hearing, affidavit of Don Daniels, and have entered finding of fact, conclusion, and law therefrom now is ordered to the clerk. Let's see, just more legal releases. Okay, let's just order. of the clerk's cautionary warrant for inventory return and declaration in support of the motion to seal documents on March 1st, 2023, or enter earlier order of this court. Okay, here we go. Here's some juice. Here's some juice. All right, amendment read by the Judge Libby on 12/30/2022 at approximately 1600 hours on record in the body cam. On 12/30/22, while service search warrant for step-out apartment G 201, we found a padlock round shape from a living room closet. Based on my training and experience, I recognize the padlock to be the shape of locks typically used for storage units. This lock is round in shape and designs limits of ability for it to be cut off. The key matching the lock was also found in the living room in the TV stand next to the keys, which appeared to be for the Wilson Short office. I had Officer Kushner contact the apartment coordinator, who confirmed there is a storage closet available to the residents located in the same building as the laundry area. Sergeant Pavoloni went to the area and confirmed there was a storage closet with the address G201 written in black marker on a wooden door. The storage closet is located in building F of the Steptoe Apartments. The storage door is not locked and the door is slightly ajar. I believe the storage was likely used by Kohberger to store items and was likely accessed between the time of the murders in his travel to Pennsylvania. It is also believed that the storage closet could contain trace evidence listed in number 1 and 5 of evidence to be seized. Judge, do you believe there's probable cause to believe these items may be found in storage unit, and do you authorize the search of this unit? This is the signed papers, and here I have a evidence collection log. And we saw this before typed out in the other document. It was in more of a just a typescript. This is all the handwritten notes. Give me 2 seconds here. Give me like 2 seconds. I gotta get a glass of water. I need some water. Hang on. I'm parched. I'm very parched right now. Hang on. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm coming. Probably doesn't sound too good that I'm saying that. I'm coming. Meaning I'll be back. I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Yeah, my allergies are crazy today, Dr. Bob. 100%. That's what it was. I felt it immediately when I came out this morning for my walk. All right, let's look through this evidence collection log. Again, this was all the stuff that was typed. We saw this in a typescript in the search warrant at, was it connected to the one at Kohberger's parents' house? Or I think it was just in that file. We've seen all these items. Just interesting to see the, on this right hand of the side, you're going to see what specifically tests that they were doing, or if it was collected. These are items that were collected. Looks by T. Martin was the person that did process the crime scene and collected. I'm not going to go through and read all of this. Again, we've seen this a little bit more, but it gives you the thing that's kind of neat about this document when you look through it. And I'm going to do this for everybody. I'll drop this document list in the chat. So if you want to go over and check this out, you can. But it does give you the location of where these items were collected from. A lot of stuff in the closet. The Fire Sticks is plugged into the back of the Samsung TV. West wall, living room, TV stand. Possible animal hair strand under computer pad on desk in northeast bedroom. Let me just pull this super chat that's coming through really quick. I get a super sticker from Dara Johnson. She sent a $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, Dara, so much for your support. I appreciate you.
Great cash, homie.
Hanging out on me. These documents, I haven't read them over completely. I mean, I'm not the only one. I'm looking at the poll up at the top. Have you read through the Bryan Kohberger document? 73 votes, 47% yes, and 53% no. So I am part of the 53%. These came through super late last night as I was streaming, and I haven't really had time to fully absorb it, but I will by tomorrow night. Oh, that's perfect. I just backed up this here. Possible animal hair strand, possible hair, east wall of shower on tile, east wall of shower on tile. What else do we have? Possible hair inside drain of shower, inside drain shower, possible hair under computer desk in northeast bedroom, computer pad. So you're getting all the locations, what was captured. Excuse me. Another evidence collection log. Let's see. Angel Girl says he wasn't coming back. Thanks for all you do, Brian. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, yes. Allergies have been nuts the last like 2 days. Super. I mean, you can hear it. I'm all super nasally today. All right, let's keep banging through this here. One possible hair strand from uncased pillow of side of bed, northeast bedroom. Those were collected. Computer tower was collected as well. Northeast bedroom says item not bag tagged with zip tie and info. Okay, interesting. I've seen that before where they've collected computer units like that before too. All right, so here we go. Presumptive chemical test for blood. So this looks like there was some phenol used. There's a longer name to that chemical that they use. It's almost like luminol. I'm sure you've all heard that name before, luminol. So it's a test that's very similar to luminol. And it says no immediate color changes. And there was a lot of specimens that were either collected and tested. So you have some on-site testing, it looks like here, that was negative, but it says on marker or identifier A. That's interesting. Didn't we see exhibits on one of the last documents that were dropped? I don't know if that's pertaining to that because I haven't really quite matched all this up yet. Maybe Laura knows because I know Laura goes through these really quick. She tends to tell me. But this one looks like it wasn't tested on site and it was collected and unable to test collection without tests. So this one looks like it probably was sent to the lab. So red spot, some, I don't know what that is. Some FLA, something off surface upon touch west of sink kitchen counter. So that looks like that was a collected item and sent to the lab for tests. Another bunch of spot testing that they did on site. Let's see if there's any other evidence that was just collected and sent to the lab. A lot of here on-site testing. More on-site testing. Collected here. So this is interesting. East wall of shower, collected hair, see collection log. So it looks like they took a strain of hair here. It's not marked as collected, but it's pointing to a note on a specific log. So Hang on one second. I just got to answer a message. All right, let's keep kind of paging through this. More items that were tested on site. Okay, this is interesting. Reddish brown stain on uncased pillow, south side of bed. 2 separate stains cut, large stain tested. This looks like B. That might be probably marker B or identifier B. It was positive for blood. So this was positive for blood, and it looks like it was cut off the item and then logged by this specific person that processed the scene. So we did have a positive on that for blood. Okay, so we have C, mattress cover on bed in northeast room on edge facing doorway, brown irregular drip. This is marker C or identifier C. It was positive for blood and it was collected. So those were probably sent to the lab for more testing. I would assume DNA testing on those pieces of evidence. So there was blood evidence found in his apartment. We don't know whose blood it is at this point. Could be his, could be one of the victims, could be someone else, could be another victim, could be someone that he had over at his apartment. We don't know, but we'll find out the processing, what that all turned out to be. Okay, this here, let me scroll over. Police department, date of items collected. Looks like, let me just bring this down a little bit. More evidence that was, looks like the handwritten notes, and we've seen this typed before. And this looks like this is stored in WSU Police Department, locker number 35. They probably have a, an evidence room there. Don Daniels. These are the people that processed the ISP. Wow, I'm only on 17. There's 166 pages. Again, I'm just thumbing through this really quick to just give it a rundown because 52% of you have not read through this, and I haven't read through it yet either. More handwritten notes are basically just what we read through. I wonder if there's any things here. Hang on. I just want to see something. Okay. This was what was typed in the warrant. These are the handwritten notes by the officer or person processing the crime scene. Let's see. Office of the Sheriff of Latah County. So plaintiff, Washington State University versus defendant, Bryan Kohberger. I, Richard Skills, Sheriff of Latah County, do hereby certify that I have received the above document on for service on 1/6/22, and that I served by the sheriff deputy who signed the certificate within the county of Latah, state of Idaho, by delivering and to leave with name of person, Bryan Kohberger, personally at the Latah County Jail. Listed respondent here at 1100 hours on 1/6/2003. The person being served has been identified by the serving deputy and has also been served to accordance with the laws and rules of the state of Idaho. It's very interesting how, I just love kind of looking through all this legal documentation of how much documentation you have to make. I mean, you're basically arresting someone there has to be all the legality and the correct documents in that, because you're holding someone in custody, and here in America that we are free to do what we want. There's no impeding things on our life. If I want to get up right now and end the stream and walk out the door, I can do that. I have the freedom to do that. But it's interesting to see all of these documentations that have to be put into a file to hold someone in custody. So I love looking through this stuff. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not someone that knows all these laws, but it's interesting to me, and go through and read through the stuff and learn, and learn through it. So Jacqueline is sending another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, I want to give you a shout out to the admins. Good work. Thank you so much. I have great admins in here. They keep the chat fair. We keep everything, on topic. We keep the bullshit out, and that's what we try to do here. So let's give
Great
you.
cash, homie.
You are fake news.
I did the wrong one.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
Thank you. Why not? Cool. All right. Let's keep thumbing through, see what we can get here. So Papa Roger's saying the document dump is just to prepare the public so they don't be shocked that DNA evidence doesn't match or the cell data doesn't match Kohberger. All right, let's take a look here. Personal return of service. Hang on one second. I just got a quick text I have to answer. If I haven't had a chance yet, I want to, if she's watching, I just want to throw out a shout to an old friend of mine. I'm not going to give her last name, but I'll give her first. Her name's Trisha, and she's had a really rough time over the last couple of months. She had unfortunately had a stroke. She's only 44 years old. From what I understand, it happened in her sleep and she woke up. She's gone through a lot in the last couple of months. So I want to wish her well wishes. She's gone through now her third brain surgery, and I actually just spoke with her yesterday. She's an old friend of mine. We went to school way, way, way back in the day, back in junior high. We dated, and I was totally in love with her back then. Our lives have moved on. We've been, more of acquaintance at this stage in our lives. She's married. Her husband's doing a phenomenal job of taking care of her, giving her all the love and support. So if you all can just give some prayers to her and some love. I actually sent her some flowers yesterday, and she said it was just a nice touch. And I hope that, Trish is going to be out. Actually, she's had surgery, I think last week. She was in recovery, and she'll be going to rehab actually today. And hopefully she can rehab and get through that, because when she was first really hit by this, it's affected her. And the videos that I saw of her was just very shocking. She had lost the whole left side of her body. She could not walk. She got into rehab, and they did a phenomenal job with getting her back to walking with a cane. She had a little bit of a setback, had to have vascular surgery on her brain. And I just want to wish her from my heart, well wishes, and get better, because we're all pulling for you here. We're all praying for you. And I would just love that she just has a healthy life going forward. So Trish, get well, because you've been on my mind the last couple of days, and it's a shame. It's a shame that happened to you, and I'm sorry. I wish you well. If you need anything, if you're watching, you call me, because I'll be there. All right, let's get back to this document. So personal return of service, Washington State University versus Bryan Kohberger. Richard Skiles, Sheriff of Latah County, described document delivered. This is basically just what we saw up above. These look like page markers or holders. Not too sure if anybody knows what these are here. Again, I'm not a legal expert. Oh, it's the redacted information. It's where the aliens are. It's the cartels. They're hiding it. They're hiding. Look at, they're blanking all the documents out. All right. Consent to enter apartment, retrieve Washington State University keys. So it looks like some public safety officer, chief of police. I, Bryan Kohberger, authorized representatives of Washington State University to enter my apartment located on 1630 North Pullman, Washington, for the purpose of repossessing 2 keys that are property of WSU. That was on January 5th, 2023. Let's see. Laura is saying the redacted pages that are corresponded. Those are redacted pages that correspond with a number. Got it. Area 38. Yes, it's the Area 38. You'll see there are more redactions, which are black and numbered as well. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. And thank you all for the love and support. My mom had a stroke in 2017. She almost died from medication just about a year later after that. And, she pulled through and didn't have any residual effects. But unfortunately, Trish has had a long road. So again, I wish her well. I really do. All right. Look for the signs of stroke. Please look for the signs of stroke. District Court. There's a balance between protecting the right of fair trial for all parties involved in free expression as afforded under both the U.S. and Idaho Constitution. To preserve the right to a fair trial, some curtailment of dissemination of information in this case is necessary, authorized under law, therefore based on the stipulation of the parties and with good cause. So basically kind of repeating what that first document I read, just more constitutional rights, amendment for non-dismissal order, clerk's certificate of mailing, motion to transfer custody of seized items and ordered. So it looks like, any order that was, any item that was collected, this is to be able to move that property probably to a lab or transferred into a safe location. Let's see, item seized. So Assistant Chief Daniels of WSU Police Department informs the prosecutor that all of the items seized under the authority of the search warrant in this matter are potential evidence of the criminal activity described in the application for search warrant in this matter, which criminal conduct happened in state of Idaho, the Washington law enforcement. So this is to get probably items from Pullman over to Moscow, and that's so you can bring these items across state lines is probably what I'm guessing that this is for. Transfer custody of items seized under the search warrant. Motion 2. Again, I'm not a legal expert. That's probably what this is. Public defender authorized granting permission to enter residence and or private property. Bryan C. Kohberger, by this release, authorizes that Ann Taylor, public defender, Jay Logston, deputy public defender office, basically be able to enter the residence, so giving permission. Yeah, Kohberger's date of birth. How eerie. How eerie is date of birth? So close to the crime. And there's a signature. Bryan C. Kohberger, 1/19/23. Return of service of search warrant. And yeah, we've seen this. This was basically all those handwritten notes. We've seen this before, probably a while back, 2 months ago. Thank you for all the prayers. I appreciate all of you in the chat. So this says, based on the basis of the following, I believe there's probable cause that Bryan Kohberger has committed the crimes of first-degree murder, Idaho Code IC 18-4001, 2, 3, and 4, and burglary. Wow, I got that right. Usually I go blah, 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 blah. IC 18 1401, 1403 in Moscow, Idaho, that the evidence of those crimes. So this is basically giving here the background of the officer, swearing it into this document. Persons providing information. Blaker, attached to Exhibit A. That was earlier in the document. The investigation conducted by Moscow police officers, Blaker, and the residents of Whitman County. Bryan Kohberger committed the murder and burglary. I agree that Sergeant Blaker's statement is that it's probable cause to believe that Kohberger committed the murders by burglary, and that there is probable cause to believe the evidence of those crimes will be located in Kohberger's campus office at Office 12 in the Wilson Short Hall of WSU campus in Pullman. I'm seeking the search warrant to search that office. The probable cause is described in the detail, excuse me, in the attached Exhibit A, sworn statement, Blaker, which is hereby incorporated here in the reference, is it's fully forth here. Based on the foregoing information, I believe that the evidence above listed crimes exists at the above described location, and there's probable cause to search the location for evidence. Let's see here. 1, any images, whether digital or on paper, of any format, which show Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, blank and or blank in the house. I'm probably going to think Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. That's probably who I would say. Only makes sense. Data compilation, which has digital, electronic, or paper on other formats showing interest in planning or planning of murder, violent assault, stabbing, or cutting of people, and the data compilation showing details of 1122 King Road House in its location and or information about Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, probably going to say Dylan and Bethany, and the data compilation showing the location of Bryan Kohberger or the cell phone with, wow, they left the cell phone number there, November 13th, 2022. I mean, it's public record now, so it's not like I'm sure that phone number has been turned off and recycled or whatever, or just not given out. As an example, not to intend to be exclusive, list of compilations being sought, ledgers, papers, lists, books, notes, letters, calendars, address books, contact lists, diaries, tapes, photographs, videos, emails, text messages, social media, posts, messages, and metadata associated within. So it gives you a little bit more as to, all those search warrants, all the particular things that they were looking for, books, addresses, social media contacts. And, we saw all those search warrants, what was it? Tinder, Facebook. There's a bunch of other dating apps, messaging servicing apps, search history. So, it's only starting to make sense why they were looking for all of that. Let me pop this up a little bit more. Electronic digital devices storage, evidence of other accounts. Oh, this is interesting. Evidence of other accounts associated with this device, including email addresses, social media accounts, messaging apps accounts, and other accounts that may be accessed through a digital device, and will aid to determine the possessor, user of the device, photographs, images, documents related. And we heard there were some rumors that Kohberger had photos of the one or a couple of the victims on his phone. We don't know if those were taken by him or they were downloaded onto his phone. So that was a little bit of a rumor that was been floating around there. Evidence in the use of the device. Again, let's see. Kaylee, Ethan, Xana, Madison, probably going to say Dylan and Bethany as well. passwords, phrases, codes, patterns, fingerprints, indica of residence in or ownership or possession of any premises listed above, including mail, receipts, identification bills, rental agreements, leasing agreements, or any other property whose owner possessor may be readily determined. Supplemental disclosure for DNA. I have informed Detective J.R. Tabbitt of the Idaho State Police that on November 13th, 2022, a sheath was recovered at King Road residence under or next to the body of Madison Mogan. The Idaho State Crime Lab obtained a male DNA profile, suspect profile, that would be Bryan Kohberger, from the sheath. This is also referenced in Sergeant Bleeker's sworn statement in Exhibit A. On December 27th, 2022, law enforcement agents in Pennsylvania recovered trash that originated from the Kohberger family residence. That trash was sent to Idaho State Crime Lab for testing on December 28th, 2022. The Idaho State Lab reported that the DNA profile was obtained from the trash. It was compared to the suspect DNA profile. The lab personnel concluded that the source of the trash DNA, I don't know why I had those on for like an hour. I wasn't playing any video. Was a male profile. Oh, I can hear so much better now. Was not being concluded as biological father of the source of the suspect's profile. At least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the biological father of the source of the suspect profile. This information is being provided to the court pursuant to my duty and obligation to be fully candid with the court. I do not believe the information is expulsionary for the suspect. However, if the court believes it is I can never get this word right. I think it's just because it's like X and then a C. I can't get it out. Maybe it's my Boston accent. I don't know. I can't get it out. Expulsionary. I think that's wrong, but we're just going to keep going on. Then the court should consider the supplemental disclosure in its evaluation of the existence of probable cause or lack of. But I am specifically asking the court to not consider the supplemental disclosure. I can't say culp. I think I got it. Expulsionary. I can't say it. I fucking can't say it. I can never get it out. I can never get it out. I'm trying. I can never get this out. The reason for the request is that if the DNA's results are held admissible at some point, such a ruling would not impact the finding of probable cause for this warrant, so long as this court is satisfied as to probable cause, regardless of the DNA test results. I tried, Mitchell. I can't get it out. Culp. I can't get it. It's that Boston accent. Oh, man. I certify in the pen, so we get the signed document here. We're getting into more of the juiciest stuff here. Let's see. Search within 10 days of this date. It gives all the listing and addresses that they went to. This is interesting. The office to be searched is number 12. 12 is a student office shared by Kohberger and two fellow WSU students, Kai Jun Chen and Niyong Ko. I hope that's how I said it. I hope I didn't get their names wrong. But it's on the ground floor and has the number 12 on the placard next to the door, and the three names on a piece of paper taped to the door, one is which Bryan Kohberger. Seized if located evidence listed above. And again, they're just looking for the same particular pieces of evidence that was in this the former document here, and that's basically searching for the same things here at the office. Data compilation showing the location of Bryan Kohberger's cell phone. So you know, live file logs, post messages, text message, metadata. It's going to be huge too. Yeah, basically the same. Man, we're only at 49. There's a lot in this. I'm going to open my window and I'm going to turn the fan on. All right. All right, let's see. Let me go a little bit longer here. Where are we at? We're at a $1:38. Maybe I'll go about like 20 more minutes, read through a little bit more of this. I can't. Can you say culpable? I can. Culpable. I got that. Is it expul? I can't say it. I cannot say it. I've tried to say it. I can't do it. I can't. This young man can't do it. All right, let's keep going through here. There was some stuff that I really wanted to get to that I think it was later on in the document. It was more particular to King Road and what they found at King Road. So here's some details, the mapping of the location, the Steptoe Village building. Let's keep going through because there was something that I really wanted to read and get to in this. Let's see. And again, I dropped the link. I'll drop it again if anybody wants to go back and look through this afterwards. If you don't have it, you can download it, save it on your computer, and go through that as well. Laura's going to be joining me on Saturday night, so we'll have a lot to go through and talk about. And like I said, we have a presentation ready. I can't do it. Exculpatory. I think I got it. Exculpatory. Did I get it? I think I got it. And by the way, Gordon Shumway, amazing name. That's awesome. Alf. Ha! Exculpatory. I said it. I got it. I got it, ladies and gentlemen. I finally got it. The Boston accent doesn't get in the way. I can't look at it. I just screwed it up again. Exculpatory. I can't say it. Screwed it up again. I just screwed it up again. Exculpatory. Holy shnikes. All right, let's keep reading on. I know there was stuff in here about King Road that I wanted to read about the blood evidence that they found or they saw. I screwed it up. Let's see. Search within 10 days. This is Pullman. This is all the things that they were looking for. We've read this document before. This is just going to be, yeah, I've seen this. This is interesting. On the basis following, believe this probable cause has committed the crimes. Evidence in those crimes or weapons or things that means to of which the crime has been committed or reasonably appears to be committed. And that here, bodily fluids. We've read through this before. Norman. Brian, even me, Canadian accent, I can't say it. I had to first exculpatory. I still have a hard time saying it. Let me see here. This is interesting. Yeah, we've seen this. That's in the probable cause. But there was something later in this document that I remember reading about King Road and what they found there. That's a good question, Devil Doll. And I should have asked that as the content creator. It's a great question. She says, what do you guys think about these documents? What do you think about these documents? That's an excellent question. Thank you for reminding me. We've read this. We've seen this. This is all the probable cause affidavit. Excuse me. And, as the case file gets bigger and larger, you're going to see the documents and things get longer in this case. Laura is saying that she believes there are a few things to glean from this. There are sections that I've read that that I had kind of passed to me from this document. So there are some very interesting things here. We know there's a couple samples that have blood that's being sent to the lab and being tested further for possible, probably DNA. Let's see this here. Information that can be GPS satellites. Let me see. Again, we're just quickly sweeping through this. Let's see. Laura says page 91. Let's go back to page 91. Last paragraph. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Thank you, Laura. You sent me this last night. So this is interesting. And I think this is an additional into this search warrant. If anybody hasn't seen this, let's go over this. That was what I was looking for. You read my mind, Laura. Thank you. The King Road residence contained a significant amount of blood from the victims, including splatter and cast-off, bloodstain pattern resulting from blood drops released from an object due to its motion, which, based on my training, makes it look like this evidence was transferred to Kohberger's person, clothing, or shoes. Keep shoes in mind, because what did they find at the crime scene outside of DM's door? A latent shoe print. The latent shoe print, maybe I'll get into a little bit here, has been excused. I think there's more there. And you guys are all going to have to tune in tomorrow at night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to find out why I think there is more there, why you think that Laura and I think there's more there, and we will have a presentation on that for you. And maybe we change some minds either way. But I think that we need to look into this. We've done a tremendous amount of research on latent footprints, and it's been excused. And I think it's some evidence has been there. And I said this, it's been in front of our face the whole entire time. If you want to join us on that show, I just dropped the link there. Set your reminders, 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out. Yes, the shoe print. We're going to talk about this. We are going to deep dive into that. Deep dive into that one. So let me go back and continue to read this a little bit more. And then let me see what my time here. I just want to do about a 2-hour stream. So about another 15 minutes. We're going to wrap this one up. Okay, so let's see. That's actually bad. I'm not going to do that. The King Road residence contained a significant amount of blood from the victims, including splatter and cast-off, blood stain pattern resulting from blood drops released from an object due to its motion, which may, based on my training, makes it likely that this evidence was transferred to Kohberger's person, clothing, or shoes. Based on the locations of the suspect vehicle and 8458 phone immediately following the murders, it is probable that Kohberger went to his residence at, and it gives the address at the time, and it is likely that he still had blood or other trace evidence on his person, clothing, or shoes, including cells or hair from the victim or Gonzalez's dog. It is likely that some trace evidence was transferred to areas in his apartment through contact with the items worn during the attack. One likely location for the closed mass shoes that he was wearing during the attack would be his residence. While I believe Kohberger is visiting his family in Pennsylvania over the current school break at WSU, I believe he intends to return for the start of the semester next semester. So I expect his belongings to still be in his residence at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, G20. To date, we have not recovered the weapon used in the homicides, which would indicate that he took it with him from the scene. Now, what do we remember? What was the first item that was on the search warrant of his parents' home? It was listed as knife. Now, we don't know if it's a kitchen knife. We don't know if it's a buck knife. We don't know if it's the K-bar knife, the suspected weapon in this case. But we will find out. We will find out. So it says, to date, we have not recovered the weapon used in the homicides, which will indicate that he took it from this residence. Based on my training, that weapon will likely contain trace evidence on it, such as blood or skin or hair from the crime scene. One likely location for the weapon or sheath or weapon would be his residence. Based on my training and experience, when someone plans an event or action, one likely location for doing so is in their residence or office. One would not want to conduct such planning in public if they are planning a criminal act. And so it is even more likely that planning of criminal act would be done in one's residence or office. These murders appeared to have planned rather than a crime that happened in the moment of conflict. I believe that likely that Kohberger planned his actions ahead of time. The plans may have indicated a review of other murders or violent assault, stabbings, or cutting of people, as well as how to avoid detection after the commission of such crimes. Details of the 1122 King Road residence. It is its location, neighborhood, and or information about one or more of the victims, Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, Bethany, and Dylan. Further, based on my training experience, criminals utilize electronic digital devices as well as paper and other means of contact planning of crimes. Just not criminal, use various media to plan activities. Therefore, there is probable cause to believe that digital devices were used and or being used to furtherance the listed crimes to avoid detection for the listed crimes and likely contain evidence of listed crimes. So this is going to go into talking more about digital devices. I think, and it just only makes sense to me, that if there was someone that committed a crime in a specific area and they had the opportunity to take it from the West Coast to the East Coast and transport it, it would only make sense. And I think it's interesting that some of the items that were listed on the search warrant at his parents' house could potentially be items that were used in this crime. Again, it's all allegedly. I'm just saying, and I'm just saying somebody, you know. So interesting stuff. Talking about digital data. Let me see. When did it, it's funny that talk about the size 13 shoe. Where was that ever listed or put out there? Because I've never read anything with the specific size of his shoe. Was it in a legal document? If it's not an illegal document, we can't 100% confirm that. I don't ever remember it being listed in a legal document. But, again, I'm not. If someone knows where it was listed in a legal document, point it out to me, because I've never seen that. I've never heard that. Let's see this. Based on the information above, conclude that probability Kohberger committed the four. All right. Based on all the above information, I concluded that there is probability that Kohberger committed the four murders at King Road residence. I have probable cause to believe evidence. Shoes from his parents' house. Believe. Okay. Thank you. It was at his parent. It was in his parents' house. Okay. Thank you. And who knows? Maybe that's his father's shoes. You don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know if it's his personal items. All right. So based on all the above information, conclude that there's probability Kohberger committed the four murders at the King Road residence. I have probable cause to believe the evidence of the crimes committed at King Road residence will be found at Kohberger's residence at Pullman, Washington. I have probable cause to believe that Bryan Kohberger committed the crimes of murder of the first degree and burglary based on all above information. I'm seeking a search warrant for Kohberger. We've read all this stuff before. What's this? Probable cause to believe. More probable cause. Motion to order original search warrant and see. Warrant application remains sealed, but redacted version be provided to the public for release. We've read through this before. I've seen this before. We've gotten these documents. These are on the Idaho release site. So it just looks like more. We've read this. Probably just a lot of repeat stuff here in this. Again, when the case file gets larger, documents continue to get. So, is it Harlot, Harriet, or Harlot? Where did it say that he was? What legal document stated that he had size 13 shoes when he was arrested? Is it in one of the arrest documents? Because I have never read it. I haven't seen it. All right, let's see. Yeah, we've read through this. It looks like a lot of repeat. Yeah, we've read through all this. Why I was booked in the jail. Where was that stated? Is it on a legal document? If you can get me the legal document, I would appreciate it. Jail inventory. Is that document out there? Because I haven't seen it. Is it attached in one of these documents? If you can email me that document, I'd love to see it. The opinionatedidiot at gmail.com if you have it. The beginning affidavit describes a size 13. Okay. My bad. Again, there's a lot of information in this. I'm not perfect. We miss things. On the PA page. All right, I'll look it up after the stream. Thank you. Thank you for getting that to me. Again, there's a lot of documentation that we've all gone through and sifted through. Look, I'm not perfect. I don't have a photographic memory. I tend to forget things. I'm fucking old. So I make mistakes too, you know. All right, we've seen all this. I'm just going to make sure if there's anything at the end. Yeah, this is just the probable cause. I'm getting to the end of it here. Yeah, so I mean, it just looks like a lot of the same stuff here. Some new stuff. I think it's interesting to see all the handwritten notes of things that were processed, things that would be sent to the crime lab, all the legal documentation as well too. Again, I haven't, completely read through all of this. What's this? Washington State Department, Police Department, agent assistant, safety Pullman, reported, assist outside agency, video available upon report. Suspect using not applicable. What's this? Report for incident. It's an incident report. Something's been redacted there. Narrative agents on department process. Be writing a warrant for the department. More legal documents in 23 hours. Advised Bleecker, suspect Bryan Kohberger, been taken into custody in Pennsylvania. I was advised there was a team coming from Idaho to sit on the two locations in Pullman, Washington, until we served the search warrants. I was told the warrants would be served the next time morning, approximately 700 hours, when the team formed an ID arrival to were led into the hallway near the office, which is basically just outlining what they did on the day when they served the search warrant. Was on the first PCA. The blood print was a size 13, but not heard what size BK was. Let me go back to the first search warrant or first PCA, because that seems to be the topic of conversation here. And again, I could be wrong. I'm not always right. I never claim that I'm always right. And I appreciate you all for kind of pointing things out too, because that helps. Let me see if I can get my my bookmark to work here. Hang on. Where's my folder? All right, let's do this. Let me see. Okay, let's bring up the first PCA. If anybody's good and they're quick, you can point out what page it is. I'll go right to the page. I've never seen that. And again, that's why we go over these, why we keep going over these documents and looking through them. This is the first PCA that we got. The PCA didn't say of any size. It was the PA jail inventory of what he was wearing, and it was booked. Otherwise, the latent shoe print had no size. Yeah, there's no shoe size. Where is the PA for the jail inventory? Does anybody have that document? Because I've never seen it, or maybe I just looked past it really quick. If you can email it to me, I would appreciate it. Because I never read it in the PCA. It talks about the latent shoe print, but it's not in the PCA. I 100% know that. There was no size in there. Because that would be the I gotcha moment. Awesome. Mary, thank you. It's the opinionated idiot at gmail.com. Thank you. So just the channel name, the opinionated idiot at gmail.com. All right, I'm going to bounce this up. All right, we're getting to 2 hours. I only wanted to do a 2-hour stream this afternoon. Mary's going to send that over. We'll pull it up on the next stream tomorrow night. Let me drop the marker for that stream tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss the stream. It's going to be big. We have a presentation that's ready. We're going to talk about the shoe print. Yeah, come over and check that show out. Agent Chase, Laura will be on the panel. We'll hang out, try to do, as long as we can, then open up to the phone lines and let you all know. Let me drop let's see what this poll did. Wow, it's almost a 50-50 split. I asked at the beginning of the stream, have you gone through the new Bryan Kohberger court documents? 51% yes, 48% no, 96 votes completed. So, look I wasn't in the dark here. It seems like everybody hadn't gone over them yet. I'm glad that I got to sit through and kind of thumb through these really quick with all of you. It's given me a little bit of an outline of what was in there. And I'm sure you guys will hear more on my stream going forward, all the other adjacent true crime shows. There'll be tons of videos coming out. And yeah, Brenda, she says Brenda's right. Brenda, it's true. That's why I did the Looking Back series. If you all haven't seen that, you should go back. It's a 7-part series. I literally went back all the way to the beginning of the case and went all the way forward. I was the first channel to do that. What do they say? Often imitated, not replicated. A lot of people did that after I did it. They went to their Looking Back, kind of took my theme and ran with it, but I did that. And we miss a lot of things. There's a lot of information in this. I'm sure that lawyers and judges have to go back, and police officers and FBI agents have to go back and look at things too. Because, people forget things. We're only human. We're only human. Let me see. I think it just came through the document. The jail inventory. Let me see. Don't run away yet, but set your reminders. I set that link in there. Let's see if it came through. The Opinionated Idiot. Let's see. I was following YouTube channel. Okay, I got a lot of them. Thank you. I have probably okay. Yeah, I have seen this document, and again, they tend to all start looking the same. Let's see if anybody can point out the page it was on. I will bring it up. What page am I looking at? Shout it out in the chat there. Page 4, item 5. Perfect. Thank you. Quick, right to the point. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom. Bing, bing, bong, bing, 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 bong, bong, bing, 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 bing,
bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
All right, let's see. Pair of black and white size 13 Nike shoes. Thank you. Bing, 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 bong. I wasn't wrong. I just forgot about it.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
All right, awesome. We've put that to rest. Thank you for refreshing me. I appreciate all of you. Again, I'm going to wrap the stream up. 2-hour stream this Friday afternoon. Hopefully get you guys through your lunch break or halfway through your work day. I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually I do 8:30s, but I do have some work to do, and it'll be a little later in the night. So 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. I dropped the marker in the chat. I'm going to drop it one more time if you didn't get it. Set your reminders. Come join us. It's the Super Show, Saturday Night Live. I'm sure it will get bonkers in there. We got a presentation. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to put on the table. Agent Chase, Laura will be joining me on the panel. Again, you guys all love her. I love when she comes over and hangs out because she sets all this legal stuff straight for me, and we can sort through it and get through it. Again, appreciate all the super chats today. If anybody joined as a new member, you can go down there, hit that join button. $1.99 will get you started. That'll get you into our Discord group. You can go over and chat with us backstage. We have a lot of productive conversations. Probably, I would say, Drunk Turkeys or Publicly Buzzed is probably going to stream tonight. So look out for them. Support Publicly Buzzed, the smaller channels. Let's get him boosted up. And, of course, always go over and support Drunk Turkey as well. Daniel, good luck if you're watching still with the baby. Let us know how everything goes. I hope your baby is safe, happy, and healthy. And I hope everything goes well for you. We will be back tomorrow night. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if it's first time checking us out, live shows Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is the bonus night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do Kohberger content, but not only do Kohberger content, we have other stuff here. Come check out those other nights. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. All right, everybody. I will see you next. And if you're just catching this on the replay, have fun on the replay. And I'll see you guys all, or guys and ladies, soon. Bye.